Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on my bullet journal setup for March. This was recorded during a live stream, so sometimes you may see me gesticulating or gesturing with my hands, and that's why. So we're going to start off with my flip through February. If you didn't see that setup, I will have that linked in the cards below. It was a pastel heart themed, and I had used a lot of scrapbook collage pieces and things throughout the setup. So here is my calendar, and then I journal daily, writing down the things I want in my that happen throughout the day. And just flipping through, showing you some of the things. I did start incorporating some art. I'm trying to get back into using my bullet journal more artistically, so this month's setup for March will not include any scrapbooking. It will just be strictly hand drawing and places for doodling, but we will get to that in a moment. Just flipping you through, showing you how I used it, and then it's the end of the month. I haven't quite finished it because I have a day or two I got sick. So here is my setup for March. Sorry for shaking the camera. And like I said, I am doing this during a live stream, so people are asking me questions. That I am using a Pigma Micron 08. That one's got a fat nib for the bold lines, and then that is 03 for the fine lines, and then I have mild liners in coral peach and in apricot, and those are going to be the colors I'm using for this month. So we're going to start off by doing all the line work on the cover page, and I will let you enjoy that. I did start off by making the mistake of starting on the left-hand side of the page, and anybody who's a left-handed artist knows that you should probably start on the right-hand side of the page, because when you're working with inks, sorry again for shaking the camera, I am trying to work on getting a better setup for my camera that is a little more stable. But yeah, when working with inks or any wet medium, if you are left-handed and start on the left side of the page, you have run the risk of putting your hand in the wet medium and then getting it all over the rest of your page. So once I realized I did that, I take a minute, and then I'm going to go back to the right-hand side of the page and start working from right to left. That way I'm not putting my hand in the wet ink as I'm working. And this video is sped up to 2 times speed. I usually go up to 4 times speed, but because there was so much editing in this, cutting out time spent explaining to my viewers who may not know what I was doing and why I was doing it, I wanted to make sure everything was visible. So I was just explaining how the letters in March have long legs and short legs, so that I have March marching across the page as the little legs go up and down as an indicator of March. Unfortunately, C doesn't have a leg that goes down, so it looks a little out of place, but it's marching along. And then I'm drawing in these boxes that I wanted to be approximately 1 by 1 inch. They may not be. And these are going to be like little gallery picture frames that I'm going to be doodling in later in the month. But I went ahead and just did the lining first, and then I'm going to flip over here to the calendar page. The monthly header on this page, instead of doing it as planned out and precise as I had on the cover page, this is a little more loosey-goosey, so to speak, and irregular. Still want to keep those legs at the up and down to help it feel like it's marching across the page, but I'm not as precise with the way the letters are arranged. And then here I'm talking about how I was thinking of doing a gold theme or a green theme because of St. Patrick's Day, but I decided to go with the apricot and coral pink because it is springy. And I had really wanted a peach and orange, but I didn't have those, so I went with the closest thing I had. And then I'm incorporating more of the squares to doodle in. And then I was talking about this month I decided to make my calendar a slightly different size than I'm used to because I wanted to incorporate more function in a different format that we'll get to shortly on the other half of the page. So I'm just going in and drawing my lines as normal, and this helps me keep track of dates of importance. And I am a visual thinker, so I like seeing the calendar out in the grid format like this so I know when my important dates are for appointments. And as a pet sitter, which is my main form of income, I would like to be able to know where I am at what time and how long, and the grid calendar helps me with that. Now I'm about, well, not right now, but shortly going to be figuring out that I added an extra row on there that didn't need to be, because I forgot to erase it. But you could see when I was drawing my lines, I do my vertical lines going vertically from the top of the page going down, and then when I was doing the horizontal lines, I turned my sketchbook to make them go up and down. And this is a voiceover, and it's the first time I'm doing a voiceover, so if there are any technical things I need to address, let me know. I'm not equipped to do this, so we're playing it by ear and seeing how it goes. Now I'm going back in and just writing initials for each of the days of the week. This was all done with the 08 nib, and then I'm going back with the 03 and writing in the dates for each day of the month. And I typically do them in a vertical fashion, again, so that I'm not dragging my hand through the calendar dates. And this is where I realized I didn't need that bottom row of boxes because there's only one day at the end of the month in that row, and the rest of them should have been erased, but I forgot to. And I do everything beforehand. I sketch out in pencil, and that way all the dates are in the correct order, so that when I'm doing it vertically like this, I don't have to think about what day it is. It's already there and done for me. And then at the bottom of the page, I am putting in a couple more of these squares to doodle in. And then on this side of the page, I am creating a second calendar, but this is going to be a vertical list calendar, and this is for my content. Previously, I've been using a separate happy planner to schedule all of my content and videos, but I have decided that that is just a book I don't need, because that's all I use it for, is to plan my content and any daily to-do lists. But I don't want to have a separate planner for that. And here I'm just talking about how if you were doing this as your main calendar, that you might want to put the initials for each day of the week next to it, but since I have the grid calendar right next to it, I don't need to. It's unnecessary for me. So here I'm just going to use this section as a way to write out when all of my YouTube videos are scheduled to go live, whether they go up on that date or not. That's when I want them to, and it helps me plan so I know when to record things ahead of time. And then I have a small section for Instagram so that I can write down anytime I make a post to Instagram, so I am aware when I'm posting and make it more frequently. And then finally here I am making a habit tracker for the very side where I'm trying to sketch daily in my sketchbook, and this is to help remind me. So I have my little habit tracker going down the side, corresponding with each day of the content planner, and then whenever I take a day and sketch for at least 5 minutes, I'll mark it off. So now that all the lining is done, we are going to go back with the mild liners and color everything in, starting with the title of March, and I'm going in with the apricot mild liner and just using the chisel tip to fill in each of the letters as carefully as possible, remembering to start on the right hand side of the page and work my way leftward, because I don't want to drag my hand through those mild liners because they are surprisingly quite juicy. And I do want to say I got lucky and picked up all my mild liners from a bag at Goodwill. I picked up 17 of them plus some other markers and other art supplies for around $8. It was a good score for me, so look forward to seeing more mild liners in my bullet journal in the future. Then I'm going to do some drop shadows around the boxes just to help them pop a little bit. I tried to space them randomly around the page without making them look too planned out, but it's kind of hard, so I just did the best I could, and I tried to make them all about the same size. The ones that are at angles are a little bit harder to make the same size, but I was, like I said, going for a 1 by 1 inch size. And now I'm using the coral pink, which I thought was darker than the apricot. Maybe not, but I'm coming back through the title March and giving it a slight drop shadow using that coral pink color. And I'm trying to use the nib, the width of the nib, to vary the width of the drop shadows with some mild success. Okay, and then we're going back to the calendar page, and I'm gonna do the title alternating with the coral pink and the apricot on the letters for March. And then I'm going to add drop shadows to the sketch boxes as well. And then every other day I'm highlighting with the initial of the day with the colors, so that we're alternating back and forth between coral pink and apricot. Or apricot. I like apricot. It depends on where you are. Now I'm going through my calendar, which I've already filled in for all my events and dates throughout the month. And I'm just highlighting those so I can see them easier, alternating from one color to the other so I know when one event ends and the other one stops. And as you can probably see, it's starting to get full. And this is why I keep a calendar to help me keep track of things. Now this is where my weeklies or daily spreads are going to be. Each day I have a box which I'm going to doodle like the monogram for the day. I already done Monday the 4th, and then I drew a box for Tuesday, but I hadn't done anything, so now I'm putting in a fancy T for Tuesday, and then I will write in the day and the date, and then later I will go in and journal. And if you're wondering why I'm not pre-planning the sections, is I journal various amounts each day, so I don't like to pre-plan everything, but I do put in some things ahead of time. And then here I'm just made a little box for my to-do list, so a running weekly to-do list of things that need to be done. So overview, here is my March cover page with my little sketches, my regular business calendar, and then my content content calendar where I decide I'm going to highlight each video as it is done and uploaded, and then I have my habit tracker for my sketches. And then we go into my daily pages, and that's everything. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.